Welcome to the Daily News AI. What happens when world leaders unite against Trump? It's a question dominating global headlines as speculation grows over how foreign powers might respond if Donald Trump returns to the White House in 2025. With his America First agenda, disdain for alliances, and history of upending international norms, some world leaders are already preparing for a return they fear could destabilize the post-war order. But what happens if they unite, officially or informally, against a second Trump presidency? We've seen glimpses before. During Trump's first term, European leaders quietly coordinated responses to U.S. tariffs, climate rollbacks, and abrupt troop withdrawals from Syria. Diplomats shared intelligence, held back-channel talks, and at times openly criticized American policy, not just as disagreement, but as a collective effort to contain unpredictability. Now, as polls tighten in the 2024 race, that coordination appears to be resuming. Recent reports indicate that senior officials from Germany, France, Canada, and Japan have held discreet discussions about contingency plans should Trump win. While no formal alliance has been declared, sources say the goal is clear: protect global institutions, shield vulnerable economies, and preserve progress on climate, Ukraine, and NATO, despite Washington. "We can't afford another 4 years of chaos," said a European diplomat speaking anonymously. "So we're planning how to act together, without waiting for permission." Possible actions include strengthening EU defense initiatives to reduce reliance on U.S. security, creating alternative trade frameworks to bypass potential Trump-era tariffs, fast-tracking green energy deals to maintain momentum on climate goals, regardless of U.S. participation. Even traditionally close allies like the UK are rethinking their dependence on Washington. Prime Minister Keir Starmer recently told aides, "We must be ready to lead when America steps back." Then there's Ukraine. Several NATO members are reportedly accelerating arms production and long-range missile programs, fearing Trump could slash aid or force Kyiv into negotiations with Russia. But unity has limits. Not all nations oppose Trump. Hungary's Viktor Orbán, India's Narendra Modi, and Brazil's Jair Bolsonaro have praised his strongman style. And countries like Saudi Arabia and Israel may welcome a leader less focused on human rights and more on transactional deals. Still, many democracies see a deeper threat, not just to policy, but to principle. "Trump doesn't just change positions, he undermines trust," said Dr. Anne-Marie Slaughter, former State Department official. "When leaders unite against that, it's not anti-American. It's pro-stability." Of course, such efforts carry risks. Open opposition could fuel Trump's narrative of a global elite conspiring against America, exactly the backlash he thrives on. And legally, foreign governments cannot interfere in U.S. elections. But preparing for a new administration? That's diplomacy. So, what happens when world leaders unite against Trump? They don't declare war. They don't boycott. Instead, they quietly build walls, around their economies, their alliances, their values, hoping to weather the storm before it arrives. Because for many around the world, the question isn't if Trump will change U.S. foreign policy, but how much damage can be prevented before he does. This is the Daily News AI reporting from London. Thanks for watching.